Hello, and welcome back to Brick Reviews It All. And today I am coming to you with my review of Scream 6. So I think enough time has went by. I waited a week. I went to go see it last Saturday. Um, was going to see it last Saturday, so I waited a week before I posted anything. Um, for those of us who are into the Scream franchise, um, I must say my opinion overall, I was not disappointed. I was a little bit like this because I'm like, okay, when it comes to the Scream franchise, how far are they going to actually take this storyline? But they may be on to something new, seeing as though now they have introduced new characters, new main characters. So, well, I can say it now. So they're introducing new characters. So I don't know. Like it seems like there may be more to come. We don't know. We're gonna see. Drinking my wine. But I wasn't disappointed. I could not wait to go see it. To be honest with you, I'm literally fighting the urge to go back to the movies to go see it again. Just in case, because you could watch something one time and then when you go back and watch it again, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I didn't see that, or I didn't connect it the first time. But so I kind of really want to go back to go see it again. I don't know, I might, thinking about it. But it was so freaking good. The beginning, the way it started off in the beginning, sorry about my ringtone. I was like, okay, so is this the way we're gonna do it? We knew opening scene, obviously, whoever the main person was that was being shown in the intro, 9 times out of 10, they were going to be. They did something different with that in Scream 5 because she actually turned out to be a main character, and we're talking about Tara. In Scream 5, she ended up actually not. She became one of the main characters. Now, they moved, they're all in freaking New York. Different setting. I love that they switched it up and took us to a whole nother area. So that was something fresh. They're in college, so that was new. And the whole setup with them, living, having their own apartment, and then having this random roommate that they met. Um, it kind of sucks because if you think about it, it kind of goes back to, with the previous movies where you really can't trust anybody but the people that know. And those people that are like kind of newly fresh in your life, you kind of really have to be a little about them. I know there was a lot of controversy about our Scream person actually using firepower. I thought that was something so freaking different this go round. When they showed that scene in that corner store or whatever you want to call it, that was so unexpected. I know we saw a clip of it and we saw Ghostface holding it and actually using it, and I mean Ghostface came with a vengeance this go round. I mean, it was crazy. As I'm watching the movie and there was just certain things that were happening, I kind of put it together. I said, hold on, there's more than one. I put that together before we even got to the end. And I'll tell you why. When there was the scene with Gail in her penthouse and she's on the phone with Ghostface, right? Now, she asked her male friend to go to the back, get his phone, call 911. Now, while all of this is happening, she's on the phone, her male friend is coming back to where she is with his phone in hand, and we see Ghostface grab him and pull him back to the back. Now, there was no freaking way that she was gonna be talking on the phone with Ghostface and you don't hear any kind of hustle and bustle over the phone. That right there was my clue. There was more than two, there was more than one. Uh, I will say that they really messed us over. Well, not messed us over, but they really played with us to when it came to what's Hayden's Kirby. Kirby. I was thinking. I know about her real name because of Hayden, but in the movie she's Kirby. When they were having the detective to do a back check on Kirby, and then we got the updated information on Kirby about her have been put out of the FBI. That right there, and just her mannerisms and the things she was doing, her facial expression and everything, it led us to believe, oh crap, Kirby done went crazy on us. Um, and how freaking crazy was it? See, I'm kind of jumping ahead, but go back to the scene where they had to the get on the when they went on the train station, which I thought was a freaking terrible idea. Um, just freaking terrible, right? Now it everybody's dressed up. I don't know. This was actually Halloween. Something was going on, but there were a lot of people dressed up in costumes. They get on the freaking train and then they realize, holy crap, there's a lot of people dressed in freaking Ghostface right now. We're stuck on this train. There's no way of getting out of here immediately. It's packed to the brim in here, and it's just like, um, in the hustle and bustle of them trying to get onto the same train at the same time, Mindy's character gets separated from the group, and she was stuck with was it Ethan? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was Ethan is his name. Um, they were basically got separated from the group, and those two ended up on the same train together. Now, Mindy, I give her this. She literally was side eyeing Ethan like the entire time because of everything that happened with Quinn in the apartment. Now, and even going back to that, now that I'm thinking about it, how in the heck is it that Ghostface was in that freaking apartment with all of them? And I mean all of them. And no one knew what the heck was going on. Y'all didn't check when y'all came in. Y'all didn't check everything all the way from the front door all the way to every single bedroom, every closet, bathroom. You didn't make sure the windows were closed and locked. Those things I feel should have been checked prior to all of y'all congregating in one place. But anywho, it's a movie, and that's what happened. Going back to where I was, when it came to the train situation, which we did see a clip of it, but I didn't immediately go for the Mindy gets murdered. I was pretty much kind of on the fences about it because I'm like, well, we know with editing they could pretty much just kind of piece that together, make it look like that's what's gonna happen, but maybe it doesn't really happen this time. Um, but all in all, it really did happen. So Ghostface did actually end up on the same train as her. She ended up getting stabbed, unfortunately, again. Dang, Mindy, she just doesn't get the best luck in these scenarios. Second time around, right? Um, so that happens, and then freaking by the time I don't think anyone even realizes what's going on because Ethan he gets blocked, so they can't even see each other at some point. She's backed off in a corner by herself, and then the light, as they're passing through, it's underground obviously, so they're passing through, so it has moments where it gets dark, and Ghostface took that opportunity, and no one around them was awake to even know what was going on, because Ghostface covered up her mouth, so you couldn't hear anything. So no one saw anything, no one heard anything until after the fact when the train stopped and it was time for everyone to get off. Ethan finds her, and there you have it. Now, going to the whole little theater thing that was bought out, um, supposedly by the guys at the beginning of the movie, which was, I have to look him up because the character didn't last very long in the movie, so the name wasn't gonna stick. Jason. Okay, so in the beginning, Jason was the one who murdered the teacher, right? So they had it to us that that is who owned, along with his roommate, they owned, or it could have been just Jason, but his family's rich. They bought him, this whole thing, and he just has this whole shrine of everything. He has bought like everything, a whole, just everything's everywhere. Um, and then, so we get all up in there. They're in this old theater, creepy looking theater. I did not like the fact that I felt like everyone kept kind of separating and just kind of going off on their own, doing things like that. When they first found it, I thought that was like, what are y'all doing? Um, but all in all, once they kind of start piecing everything together and we're getting to the end, everything's coming together. Um, Not Tara, but God dang it. I'm forgetting everybody's name, y'all. I'm so sorry. Sam. Sam gets the call that the that Ghostface is actually Kirby. And so they start freaking out. Okay? Now, Sam is in the main theater room, and then you have Tara and Chad. They're outside by where you the snack area where you buy your snacks and all that stuff. So the concession stand. So they're out there. By the time and they have to understand that at this point, Kirby has locked y'all in there because she's made it a trap for for Ghostface. So they don't know where Kirby is. Um, they run out. Sam goes out. She goes to where Tara and Chad are, and they're coming. Everybody's trying to get to it, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, we're stuck in here." Blah 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 blah. Next thing you know, here comes Ghostface out of nowhere. Now we have a moment where I believe it was, like I said, I've only seen it once. I believe Tara is the one who gets stabbed again. Unfortunately, it's like, God dang, Tara. And then as they try to run, here comes the second one. And I said, ha, I said it. I said that it was two freaking Ghostface. Um, and I knew, and I said it, my mother was there with me and watched the movie. I said, and I whispered to her, I said, Chad is going to end up not making it, because at this point we see that him and Tara are they're coming around to some kind of a relationship, which is cute. But I said he's gonna step in and be the man, and he's gonna try to take up for her and make sure that she's good, and to allow her to get away, he's gonna sacrifice himself. And lo and behold, that is exactly what happened. And I mean, they went in on him left and right, left and right, left and right. And I was like, oh my God, that was terrible to watch. But he's looking at them like, run. So they run off. And then here comes Kirby. And Kirby's like, oh, she's trying to say what she's trying to say. And by that time that happened, here comes the ghost face. And so they're all in there. And then as Kirby is speaking, boom, a gun goes off. And guess who did it? The freaking detective. The freaking detective. I didn't expect that. Not at all. So now we have the detective and two Ghostface standing. So that means there's a whole situation going on there. So I mean, they were doomed from the get-go. I'm just like, okay, so how is this gonna play out? Okay. Now we get the reveal, and they start doing their monologue and saying what this and saying that and why they did this and why they did that. So come to find out, the Ghostface from Scream 5 that Sam took out, yeah, it was his father. We removed the mask, and guess what? Mindy was correct. Freaking Ethan was Ghostface, but also Quinn. So you have the children and the father all working on this together. And all for revenge. So now we understand why they were going so hard on them, because they are angry because Sam killed their brother and the detective's son. Um, we find out that that scene that we saw where Quinn was being, taken out by Ghostface, um, that was all staged. He played a major key role in getting in there, switching out, and putting a fake body in there. Um, and he was able to manipulate that within the system. So that was so sucky because they were a part of everything in that, and it was just crazy. And now I can understand why the detective was trying to kind of hold them off when it came to the park situation where they were trying to get a hold of Ghostface. They were never going to get a hold of Ghostface because he was there and he was distracting them while they were over where Gail was. Ha. Um, I mean, everything just started to make sense. Now they do the whole spew, the whole fighting, the whole, stabbing here, hitting there, hitting in the face. I mean, all kinds of things. I mean, they knocked Tara, I think it was Tara, knocked Quinn's teeth out with a freaking brick. Okay. Um, and, so yeah, at this point, we don't know if Gail made it. We don't know if Chad's alive. We don't know if Kirby is alive. So they are fighting for their lives to get the heck out of there. Um, One by one, if I tell you, Tara and Sam took them out one by freaking one. Okay, Sam had to let Tara go because she was slipping. And at this point, um, Ethan, he has woken up. Um, I forgot what happened to him, how he was knocked out, but something happened regardless. But here he comes. He's coming after them. So she has to let Tara go. Tara jumps down with the knife, and she handles business when it comes to Ethan. Um, Sam, she handles business when it comes to Quinn because Quinn was coming. She was up there on the same top level in the theater. So she was headed in her direction. Once Quinn saw Tara kill kill Ethan, she was so angry. Here she comes, and the next thing you know, right in the head, Sam takes her out. And the dad, the detective, at this point, he done came upstairs, so he saw everything, and then he went crazy. Um, she had to handle him too. So that was a lot. Okay. I must say, pretty freaking great at the end of the day. Um, when it comes to the detective, Sam, she ended up, I think they fell over the balcony or whatever and landed in the thing, kind of knocked him out for a second. She woke up before he did. She goes off. She puts on her dad's original Ghostface costume, um, and calls him, does the whole thing, the whole scene, and you know that they have been pushing for Sam to embrace this whole gene. It's in her gene thing when it comes to being a killer. Um, so she really honed in on that at that particular moment with that scene, and she's pretty much been fighting that the entire time since what happened in Scream 5. But she was able to embrace that. Now, she ended up taking him out. I mean, same exact way she took out the son, she did the daddy the same way. And then once that was done and we're thinking everything's done, it is what it is, here comes freaking Ethan jumping up out of nowhere. And how did they get rid of him? I think he was shot by Kirby. Something happened to Ethan. I don't remember. Like I said, I think I'm going to have to go see it again because I'm sure it's some stuff that I can't really recall. But I must say, overall, it was a really good movie. Kirby made it out, and Chad made it out. So, yay. Mindy, she made it out for the second time. Both of them, they never get it good. Well, nobody ever does. I mean, they really go in hard on the main characters, right? Um, but yeah, it was a really, really good movie. I was a little bit scared at first. So I would say if you haven't seen it, go see it. It wasn't that bad at all. I mean, I really enjoyed it. And I was so happy that Mindy and Chad, out of everybody, Mindy and Chad, that they made it. So, thumbs up for Scream 6. I'm going to be uploading some more stuff soon. I want to thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought about the movie. And I'll be back soon. Have a good day. Bye, y'all.